Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm really glad you made it today. Today I wanted to share with you some information, well, $11.5 million worth of information out there from the VA. This just came out in a press release, and I wanted to share it with you because although you might not be experiencing any of the stuff that this is going to be for, you may know somebody, and look, it's just good to know what's going on, in our veteran sphere, right? It's good to know, it's good to be a resource, all that good stuff. And I'd love to see your comments regarding this type of stuff. Oftentimes when we see big numbers, 11.5 million, I mean, to me it's a big number. To, I guess, the government it's small. But anytime I see big numbers, I always look at, okay, well, what's the impact going to be? Is it going to be a fruitful endeavor? Is it going to be a waste of money? Is there going to be more waste than good? You know, all of these types of things. And I'm hoping that this money is spent and actually does really good things. I hope. We'll find out, right? So I'm going to go ahead and read through here. Please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. If you're not a member, consider. It helps the channel. Appreciate it. All right. So the headline here is VA awards $11.5 million in first of their kind grants for legal services for homeless veterans. Now, in that, it's not the VA that's going to be doing anything other than being the conduit of giving out the money and maybe some sort of checks and balances, right? Kind of a report card back. It's going to be most likely nonprofits throughout the nation that vie for this money, and then, they'll probably fill out an application, send it in, all that good stuff. And then they'll get awarded the grant, and then they'll go ahead and provide the services and then report back the numbers to the VA. So $11.5 million. This just came out June 29th, 2023, and I'm curious to see, what the article has to say. This came from a VA news release that, again, I just got on the 29th. So let's read through it. Today, the Department of Veterans Affairs awarded $11.5 million in legal services grants for veterans experiencing or at risk of homelessness as a part of its national homeless prevention efforts. Now, let's pause right there. Although these things are targeted to homeless veterans, there's also this little subset of at risk of becoming homeless. And that's the same thing with SSVF grant funding, which is supportive services for veterans families. So at risk of becoming homeless is, I have a eviction notice from my landlord. Okay, that's proof that you're at risk of becoming homeless. Kind of a pay or get out notice, right? Or you have an electricity bill or water bill that is, a 3-day notice, going to be shut off in 3 days. You have those types of things that you could show the provider that, hey, look, I'm at risk of becoming homeless. If your electricity is shut off or your water is shut off, even if you're still in the residence, it's not habitable, therefore you are essentially homeless, right? So that's the way that they look at it. Now, this stuff might not be for you specifically, but it's good for us to keep a pulse on what's out there, be a resource for others, know where the money's going. And look, if it's going on in your backyard and there's a place that provides this type of stuff that you want to see them, bring it up to them, right? If you know a nonprofit in your area that serves veterans that could potentially put in for this, look, it's going to help out your local area, right? They might not be aware that this grant money is even accessible. So let's jump into it a little more. So these first of their kind funds available through VA's new Legal Services for Veterans grant program were awarded to 79 public or nonprofit organizations. Okay, well, I guess it's already spent. That will help veterans in several ways. So maybe one of those local areas already have it. And if this actually works, what will happen is they'll probably have a recurring grant cycle where other organizations could apply. They might up the amount. So this is how it's going to help them. There's several bullet points here. It looks like 5. Providing representation in landlord-tenant disputes to prevent eviction. Assisting with court proceedings for child support custody or estate planning. Helping veterans obtain public benefits, including disability compensation. defending veterans in criminal cases that can prolong or increase their risk of homelessness, such as outstanding warrants, fines, or driver's license restrictions or revocations. Assisting with requests to upgrade characterization of discharge or dismissals of former members of the armed forces. Ending veteran homelessness is a top priority of the VA and President Biden, who made supporting veterans a key pillar of his unity agenda for the nation. In 2022 alone, the VA housed more than 40,000 formerly homeless veterans, prevented more than 17,700 veterans and their families from falling into homelessness, and helped nearly 191,700 additional veteran families who were experiencing financial difficulties retain their homes or avoid foreclosure. Thanks in part to these efforts, the number of veterans experiencing homelessness has fallen by 11% since 2020 and by more than 55% since 2010. In 2023, VA has set a goal to house at least 38,000 veterans. For veterans, legal support can be the difference between becoming homeless and having safe, stable housing, said VA Secretary. With the award of these first of their kind grants, man, the way they write. So I'm going to start that over. For veterans, legal support can be the difference between becoming homeless and having safe, stable housing, said the VA Secretary. With the award of these first of their kind VA grants, more veterans will have the legal representation they deserve, which will increase their access to housing and employment. This initiative is part of the Biden-Harris administration broader efforts to reduce homelessness for all Americans by 25% by 2025 and advance protections for renters. These grants were created as a part of VA's implementation of the Veterans Healthcare Benefits Improvement Act of 2020, which authorized VA to award each recipient up to $150,000 in grant funds, with at least 10% of funding being utilized for women veterans. The grant recipients successfully completed under a Notice of Funding Opportunity published October 6, 2022. Each grantee was permitted to apply funding to support legal services starting August 1st, 2023. So that's coming up. August 1st, 2023 is when these places have to start providing these services. For more information, including a list of awarded grantees, visit the Legal Services for Veterans website. That website is, or you might just want to email. I'll give you the email first. You could email lsv@va.gov to get information on this. Again, that email, lsv@va.gov. And the website is www.va.gov/homeless/LSV@ASP. So, and I'll put that in the description below. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.